So I'm trying to film my first video and it's going bad. I feel like I'm in a time loop where I just keep doing this over and over again and it's never going to end. Well, I hope it will end, but let's continue. So, disclaimer, this will be full of spoilers. Spoilers everywhere, party of spoilers, so keep that in mind while going in this video. So, I want to talk about Grid. It's a new Korean drama that dropped recently. It's been going on for a few weeks now and it drops weekly, one episode a week. And I think that goes into a disadvantage for this drama because I feel like it's a binge watch. It's something you would sit and watch all episodes and it would leave a big impression on you. By dropping it and watching it weekly, I kind of got bored and I didn't watch it after the second episode. I was like, maybe someday, but this is not something I'm gonna wait every week and be like, yeah, this is awesome, when I can't even remember what happened last week. I started watching this drama after 7 episodes were dropped. I watched them all together and it was awesome. I really love this drama. I have so many theories and so many questions. I feel like it's really worth watching, but I made a mistake. I shouldn't have watched it. I should have waited for it to end because I really want to see the ending and I really want the answers now and not in 2 weeks. When I watch episodes of this drama, I go into an episode with 5 questions and by the end I have 10. It's just that kind of drama. Instead of giving us the answers, it just feeds us more questions. It can get frustrating because at some point you think it sets some rules for time traveling. Oh, this is a time loop. Well, nope. In the next scene, something happens and suddenly this is not a time loop. So that can be a little frustrating, those mixed signals this drama is giving. But overall, I think it's really worth watching and I think it's fun. I have fun watching it. A lot of unexpected things happened. So I want to start by reading the description of the drama on my drama list. It goes, Earth has survived catastrophic solar winds under the protection of the grid, its planetary defense shield. And now I need to pronounce the name, so I'm sorry if I butcher it, which will probably be the case. Kim Seha, a bureau employee, encounters a murderer. Jung Sebyuk, a detective, is dispatched to arrest the murderer. While in pursuit of the fugitive, she witnesses an unbelievable phenomenon. The founder of the grid, a ghost from the past, has reappeared after 24 years. But why is she abetting the fugitive? This is a thriller that pursues the mysterious truth behind what saved humanity from an apocalypse. In my words, it's who made grid and why is Ghost time traveling? By watching first few episodes, Ghost just kind of appears and she's there, but she doesn't really have any big role. You are like, why is she there? She just eats sweets and does absolutely nothing. So what is her role? We definitely know Ghost came from the future, but we don't know why she came. I mean, we can guess she came to install the grid to save humanity, but how did it all start? We don't have that answer. Later on in the drama, Seha gets the device for time traveling and he starts time traveling. And we think, oh, now maybe something will be clear, but nothing is clear. I feel like I have complicated this way too much. So to keep it simple, Seha's dad was killed 24 years ago by Ghost. So now Seha works in some office trying to find Ghost. He finds her. Actually, everyone wants her because of the time travel device and because they think she made grid. So when they finally catch her, they treat her as a lab experiment. They literally cut her flesh. It's really awful to watch. And even though it's not there's not blood everywhere, but it's kind of sad to see how they are treating her because she's also human. She just time travels. And we see that when Seha takes the device and he time travels. Technically now he's also a time traveler, but he's also a human. He needs to sleep, eat, and do everything else just as everyone else. So he travels back in time. He made a bunch of mistakes. Seha doesn't know how to time travel in a sense that he figures it out very quickly, but everything he does backfires. You could say the day Seha time traveled is his best and worst day ever because He went to change the past. He stopped Ghost from installing the grid. So now in the future, instead of people living normal lives, grid doesn't exist and everything is bad. And Seha has a good life. He's rich, his parents are alive, he's happy, he kind of smiles for the first time. It's kind of cute to see, but that doesn't last long because his consciousness and guilt finally comes to him, and he's like, well, maybe this is not really the best because everyone else is miserable and I'm happy. So he decides to go to the past and tries to fix his mistake. So after many trials and errors, he tries a lot. Like, he makes mistakes. Like, he makes a bunch of mistakes, but then he tries to fix them by making more mistakes. So at the end, he fixes nothing and he leaves the past as it is and just goes back to his time, to his future. From his time traveling experience, we didn't find out anything. He just time traveled randomly and he came back, gave back the device, Ghost took it, and we continued the story from the point we left off in episode, I think it was 6. So another thing is when he time travels, like he travels to the past. Where is the other Seha? Is there only one Seha, the one that time travels? What I mean is, he time travels to the past. In that universe, in that point that he is now, is there only him or is there another him from that universe? Well, that question got answered later on when Seha had a conversation with the kid him, like with the little him. It was super cute. He hugged him, told him some nice things that all of us would like to tell our child selves. So I feel that was a nice touch. If there's always two Sehas, when he changed the past, so grid didn't exist, and he went to the future, why wasn't there another Seha? I mean, he grew up under different circumstances. There must be another him. But when he time travels there, there's only him, there's no one else. So some theory about that is that he needs to come back to some place. Like, he has his own universe. And even if that universe changed a little, it's still his universe. So when he goes back to the future, his present, it's only him because he came from there. I actually thought that Seha was always originally a time traveler. So when he time traveled, it was actually starting to, unravel about what's the truth about the grid, time traveling, and everything. But all my theories got broken down when Seha just went back to his future and gave back the device to Ghost. At one point, she says time does not flow. What does that mean? Does it mean everything is just one point? I mean, everyone feels like this is our present. Does that mean only present exists? And future and past, they're all kind of, I don't know, they're all integrated in the present. Technically, it's all in our head. I mean, it's our memories. I know yesterday is past because I remember it. And I know tomorrow is future because it's supposed to happen. I mean, it's something like that. And I guess that's why they can time travel and reset things so many times without it making it a loop. I didn't see any alternate universes on different timelines getting made. It's just a butterfly effect. He goes back, changes something, and then when he comes, to the future, he's present. Everything he changed now is changed in the future. At least that's the only thing I'm pretty sure of, because that's what happened. But Seha went a bunch of times to the past, to that day when the grid was made, and he changed it a lot of times. But only the last time he changed it before he went to the future was like the one that stayed. So I think as long as he goes back to that one place at the same place to the same time, he will always be able to reset. I'm still not 100% sure that's how it works, but it kind of seems like that by the way they time travel. They can just kind of appear, teleport, and do stuff. So it just made me think that time is not one line, it's more like one dot. Those were pretty much my thoughts on first 7 episodes. I know I just kind of smashed them all together and a lot of things don't make sense, but I just wanted to get it out of my head. I watched episode 8 last week And I thought we would get some new answers, but we didn't get any new answers. It was just a chill episode of Seha time traveling left and right, coming to the future, his present, and being like, yeah, I can't change the past, and just coming to peace with that. The rest of the episode was just them doing the same things from before, but differently, because it was a mess. The day that Seha left to time travel, that was a mess. So Ghost turned back time like 2 or 3 days, so they are repeating those days but in a different way. That's what happens through the whole episode. It's super chill. I read some comments that say that Ghost might be Seha's and Sebyok's daughter or granddaughter, but I think the gap between where she came from to the past where they are is too big for her to be the daughter. Granddaughter, maybe. I still think it's kind of far-fetched. She might be a clone, but that would be a bad plot twist, because they never mentioned clone before, like making of clones. So that also doesn't make sense. Who is Ghost? I have no clue, and I'm hoping to find out in the few next episodes. I just hope they don't forget about the plot and the questions and just roll with something completely different. So that's it. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe. And finally the loop has ended and I have finished this video. So I'm happy.